Reading between the lines and looking between the cracks of real estate. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. It's going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. A subscriber, Peter, thank you so much. Peter is in the comments flagging all those spammers. Peter, thank you. You're the man. I know a lot of other people watching and regular viewers of the channel, and if you are new, please subscribe right away. There's never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people. Iron will sharpen iron. Peter's in the comments sharpening iron. Thank you to everybody else who's also reporting a lot of the obvious spammers in there, spamming and trying to take advantage of people. Insanity. Insane. So thank you, Peter, for his work today. Peter wants to buy a property. He's living in Orange County, Los Angeles. Don't want to blame him for wanting to get out of there. LA is not rainbows and sunshine, my friends. I live in Southern California. Enjoy the Southern California lifestyle. But Orange County is very superficial, artificial, overpriced, and not worth it. That's why you hear about so many people leaving. So he's looking at a different area of California, and he's like, hey, Scott, you said you had like-minded agents. I'd like one to work with. No problem, Peter. We're going to make that happen. We are making that happen. But today what I really wanted to utilize, and this might help Peter if he's watching, is I want to take a look at a property so we can learn how to read between the lines and look between the cracks. A lot to heat map and temperature check right now. And I know a lot of you right now, you see what's going on out there. We know that the market is in trouble. But we also know all areas of the country are going to behave differently. We saw the areas where the new construction piled in, the Phoenixes, the Vegases, Miamis. We see a lot of big metro areas in massive, massive trouble. So what we always want to do is look at the area first. What happened with the real estate values? How bonkers did it get, and what's going on now? How much inventory? The inventory that's on the market, how's it behaving? Reading between the lines and looking between the cracks is so very important. And I appreciated Peter when he called because he's got married. He's like, Scott, I want to look at this property, and it's not in a FOMO factory, brand new neighborhood, and my wife is cool with that. Like, we are cool with existing construction. We want to be in a neighborhood that's slightly insulated from the bubble behavior in the form of those brand new homes that's being built as far as the eye can see, where all my neighbors are bubble buyers at risk. Well, they're currently upside down in their purchases. So today we're going to jump over to an area and a property. I'm hoping what we can do really is just recondition, like we always talk about, a lot of reconditioning of the mind here, to train it to look at property so we can understand how to navigate through this. So when a deal potentially is looking at our face, we test it with an offer. No FOMO, no piling in. Testing the waters. It's so important. A lot of money will be made in this downturn, but most people will not take advantage of it. A deal will be looking them in the face and they won't buy. Like I've always said, as a trained salesman, once you make up your mind to buy, and I'm very trained on how to get people to buy. Right now, I'm very trained on how to get people to be patient and put them on the sidelines and earn their business later. That is the level of commitment you want. That's why Peter reached out to me. I want a real estate professional like you to help me. I don't want somebody that's just another salesperson trying to make me fall in love with the home and overwrite offers. And those are the agents now that are in big trouble. Insane. So much to digest. But let's go ahead and jump over to this property, examine it. Then we'll meet back here to wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to today's property. And here we go, a little sneak peek of our property, and it is in an existing neighborhood, not a brand new FOMO factory where all your neighbors are bubble buyers. This property is insulated from all of that. Decent curb appeal, but let's go ahead and look a little closer. Another hot local deal. This distinct 602 square foot Tudor Revival sits on an 11,250 square foot lot on Ventura Boulevard, just east of 3rd. This property has a mixed-use code, so it can be used as residential or commercial. That is huge, my friends. Let's keep going. Plenty of parking in the rear for commercial use, currently being used as a residence. Features hardwood floors throughout with tile in the bathrooms. Large kitchen with commercial stainless steel sinks. Large detached garage close to downtown. It's looking pretty good. Let's look a little further. And as we can see, it's been on the market for almost 2 months with well over 1,000 views, but not a lot of saves. That's a good sign for us if we want to formulate an offer. And as we can see here, it's currently listed for $315,000, which is in fact its mid-range value. And as we can see here, it did go pending at one point at its current price, but then fell out. But the owner is not budging. They probably know they have something special here and are willing to wait it out. But let's look a little more. This is probably it. If you were to give them their current price, your estimated payment would be around $1,800 a month. It shows its estimated rent range at about $2,000 a month, but this property probably would even get more in rents as it's mixed-use commercial and has a lot of potential for additional income. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. There you go. So there's a property right now that's on the market. As we read between the lines and look between the cracks, what do we see here? Well, for one, that part of the country didn't see the Vegas and Phoenix 40% appreciation overnight. That's insane. I mean, anybody that thought that could sustain. And people, I think my good friend Travis with the Real Estate Mindset was just visiting some of those areas. There's nobody touring. Like, they can't get anybody. Big problem in those areas. Big problems. Stay patient in those areas. This area that we looked at today for Peter. So as we look at this area never got euphoric. Their prices pretty much kind of experienced normal appreciation rates, not euphoric bubble appreciation rates. And the affordability index is halfway decent, a decent house for $300,000. Now, second is we got to examine what's going on with the property. Well, it's now been on the market pushing 60 days and it's still on the market. And it's on the market currently at its mid-range value range, which, like I said, with this area, maybe that's all right, but they are stuck on the market. In the description, it said sold as is. What that means, if we're reading between and looking between the lines, the seller wants $315,000. They're not budging, and they're not going to make any repairs. Because anytime we buy a house, they'll say, go ahead and order an inspection, but I don't care what it turns up. I'm not going to pay for repairs. Well, that gets us to say, okay, fine. This seller obviously is stuck on this price. We're going to order our inspection report. We're going to see what it needs, any glaring problems. Of course, we're not going to ask them to fix, carpet and paint. But if there's it needs a new roof, windows, electrical, plumbing, there's any big problems, well, we're going to pencil it out. And as we pencil it out, we looked at what's our cost to own, what did we rent for. Those two numbers are right within each other. So even at today's price, I would feel, and because that area didn't get euphoric, they didn't have overnight appreciation, I would feel much more confident about helping Peter buy this house because of those variables. Had we been in a Phoenix where it went up 40%, and they're on the top of the market in a declining area, which an area that's now displaying crash behavior, this area isn't displaying crash behavior. And even if it did get sucked into the crash, it's going to be slightly insulated because it didn't get euphoric. And two, it's $300,000. How much further, even if it came down 25%, you're not going to see millions of dollars evaporated like where I'm sitting today. If something comes down 25%, that could be millions of dollars evaporated. So there's not for me, it all comes down to calculated risk. And for me, I like a property like this that was insulated from a lot of the bubble. There's some value there. Plus, this one for Peter, he wanted a house that checked off certain boxes. He has collectibles. I need room for this. I wanted this. It has that. I wanted this. He's like, that's what's important to us. And I don't need a FOMO factory. And either does my wife. She understands no FOMO factory homes. We're not afraid to get in there and do some paint and finishes and play with the house and enjoy it and make it our own. It doesn't have to be some cookie cutter neighborhood where you're stacked in like sardines. So for me, Peter, I like this property. I say we probably are going to test it with an offer or not. If not, we'll just wait and see which the next deal comes along. See, and that's the great thing about the shift in the markets now. There's no urgency at the moment to go buy. Now, at some point, we will identify the bottom, and you're going to miss it. But I think right now, the main thing is to be grateful for, you missed the top. You missed the top of the biggest bubble ever produced in history. You didn't buy in that. This area was insulated from a lot of that. A lot of areas weren't. I'm going to continue to do my best to just show people what's the best way to buy, what's the best way to wait, which areas are in trouble, which seem a little safe. That will always be our commitment here at the show. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. We'll see you on the next video.